So this is a short and kind of impromptu version of Thoughts from a Desk. Just because there's been a lot going on in my life lately, but I haven't really been documenting it or making vlogs about it. So I decided that, this is probably an important part of my life that should be documented. And this has to do with the issue of weight, which is a touchy subject. But I've been fat, and I use that word just because it describes me. I am fat. It's not an insult anymore because I guess I've kind of reclaimed it because, yeah, I'm fat. This is what I am. You can't get by that. My BMI is like 54 or something, and I've always been fat. I don't remember a time that I wasn't. And for being as heavy as I am, I don't have many weight-related health issues at all. I have asthma, but I've had that for a really long time. And I have knee issues. I've had knee surgery 3 times. But even when I wasn't as overweight as I am now, I had that. And the doctors say that it's a genetic issue, and both of my parents probably have it too. So, when my weight doesn't cause that, but I would say it exacerbates it. And recently, I've been dieting, I've been eating right, I've been exercising, going to the gym, jogging a mile on the treadmill, and doing 3 or 4 miles on the bike, and then, doing strength training and lifting weights, and doing aerobics and all that. And do you know how much weight I've lost? I haven't lost weight. I've gained like 5 pounds. And I know you're going to say, oh, well, you've probably lost fat and gained muscle. That's not the point. The point is that we've been telling people that the only way to lose weight is through diet and exercise. And when you're as overweight as I am, it doesn't work. And average people need to be cognizant of that fact, that yeah, it can help when your BMI is somewhere around 45. But as soon as you start pushing 45 up into the 50s, there's no way that exercise and diet are going to be the way that you're going to lose it unless you have your caloric intake is super low, which is super unhealthy, because then you're not losing fat, you're losing lean muscle, which is the exact opposite of what you want to do. You don't want a caloric deficit that's huge, because it's unhealthy. And I think that's the issue, is the fact that I am healthy, even though I am super morbidly obese, but I can see that changing, a year from now, 3 years from now, once I start getting closer to my 30s. And for the longest time, it was hard for me to realize that seeking other ways of losing weight isn't cheating. And it's not. You're told that it is, but it's not, because sometimes you've gotten to the point where the so quote-unquote normal ways of losing weight aren't going to help you. So that's what I've decided to do, essentially. And through my GP, I went to go see a bariatric surgeon yesterday, and I learned a lot about bariatric surgery that I never knew. Like the fact that the lap band surgery, you should have a BMI between 30 and 45, and anything above that, you're more candidate for gastric bypass or the sleeve the sleeve operation. And initially I thought that I would be a candidate for the lap band, but after thinking about it and discussing this with the doctor, I have enough allergies to things as it is. I'm allergic to metals, I'm allergic to latex, I'm allergic to a lot of drugs. So putting a foreign body in me, it just isn't a good idea. I mean, for example, I got my ears pierced when I was 13, and they never healed, so I took them out. And then I got them re-pierced last August, and they took up until about the end of April to heal all the way through. So the idea of putting something foreign in my body is probably a bad thing for me. And I'm not a fan of gastric bypass just because all the people that I know that have had it have had complications, and I don't want that to be me. So we've pretty much decided on the sleeve operation, which there are going to be links down in the doobly-doo for you to look at so you can kind of understand what I'm saying from people that are far more versed in this than I am. But the difference between the two operations is where the gastric bypass takes part of your intestine and connects to a pouch of the stomach, which is separated from the rest of the stomach, and the rest of the stomach is left intact. What the sleeve operation does is basically it cuts your stomach into, you know, 1/3 and 2/3, and the larger section is taken out and it's removed completely. So there's no moving of the intestines, there's no creating of the sac, there's not a lot of malabsorption issues, which for me, because I have low iron levels and I have some vitamin deficiencies, malabsorption could be very bad. So the sleeve operation kind of gives you more leeway with the absorption of, you know, nutrients and how your body functions with the food that you're eating. And you lose somewhere around, he said, you know, the average person would lose somewhere around between 60 and 80% of the excess weight that they have, which for me, I'm carrying around 180 extra pounds, which is another person. It's another person that I'm carrying around with me, and I never thought of it like that. But if I lose 180 pounds, you know, that would make me somewhere around 150 pounds, which I haven't seen in a really long time. Probably not since grade school. Which is, when I actually start thinking about it, about my weight and stuff like that, I realize how hard it is when you hit grade school and, you know, start going through middle school and you're force-fed these ideals of what it means to be healthy or what it means to be pretty or socially acceptable when it comes to your looks. And I think that's part of the reason that I'm starting this journey and starting this series on death spots, simply because I think there are other people that are in the same situation as I am, wondering what it's actually like. And there are tons of blogs out there, and I would guess that there are other vlogs as well, but this is, you know, kind of my slice of the journey that I've taken to lose my weight. The only stumbling block that we could have right now is whether or not my insurance is going to cover it. And given the situation, I believe it would be, but if it's not, the operation runs around 30 grand, which is a house, down payment, or a car, or a year of my graduate program. So, theoretically it'll go through. If it doesn't, I don't know what'll happen if it doesn't. Guess we'll see. Anyway, there are going to be links down below in the doobly-doo about bariatric surgery and my potential surgeons. If you have any questions or comments, definitely... I'm trying to make a vlog, be quiet. If you have any questions or comments, definitely leave them down below in the comment section. Otherwise, I hope this finds you healthy and happy, and I'll see you soon. Bye.